Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, wherever you are in the world today. I am here at 29 Bannock Circle in Teton Valley, Idaho, in the Teton Springs golf community. So today, let's go take a full tour of this property. All right, I'm going to spin you around. All right, I'm in the front driveway and I am going to head into the front door right now. Welcome to our cabin in the wilderness here in Teton Valley, Idaho. Before I get in too far and my comrades turn me into the licensing board, my name is Audrey Williams and I'm an associate broker duly licensed in both Wyoming and Idaho with Jackson Hole Sotheby's International Realty, and this is my listing. Now, let's talk about the cabin itself. This home offers approximately 3,262 square feet with 4 bedrooms and 4.5 baths. What I really like is that every single bedroom has its own ensuite bath. That setup works incredibly well for guests, multiple couples, family gatherings, or rental use because everyone gets their own private space. The floor plan is comfortable, functional, and built around mountain living, with generous gathering spaces balanced by private bedroom suites. If you've watched any of my videos before, you know that the kitchen is always the favorite part of any home for me. So, like a moth to the flame, here I go. Look at these LED lights in the cabinets. Dimmable, which is beautiful. These sellers did a full kitchen remodel and update, which includes this big, beautiful window looking out across the road to the forest. That is your direct forest access. No homes will ever be in that view. You can check it out right there. And I just love how these modern cabinets go so well with the log walls. Got a double oven here, and you look out from the kitchen to the dining and living. It's a really open, nice space. Another drive-by on the cabinets. You do have 2 double dishwashers. Some fun lighting, another view of the cabinet faces. And then you do have ample storage here. Check this out. They did a fantastic job optimizing space. Fun light fixture, really modernizes the space. And then under this window seat, that's your view that way, you have some additional storage under that seat. During the kitchen remodel, these owners actually moved the fridge to a more central location. And this was actually a really great idea because guests and, the kids, they don't have to run by you as you're cooking. You can just walk up, grab some water, grab a soda, grab a snack, and you're not interrupting the flow of the cooking. So off the kitchen, the space is currently being used as a small office, which is perfect. You could do all sorts of stuff here, but they are using it as an office. And I'm going to head outside now. And this deck is south facing. And it is Trex decking, so you don't have to worry about staining or maintaining it. It kind of is what it is. Let me see if there we go. Get my light to readjust. So this is a pretty private lot. Kind of what you see from this angle is really what you get. That fence across the way, that leads into the forest. Here's your barbecue. And then this handrail that I just pointed out is really super low maintenance. No need to stain, no need to replace wood pieces. This property is located within Teton Springs, a golf community that is located just 25 minutes away from downtown Jackson Hole, Wyoming. One of the things that makes this place so appealing is this location. You're tucked into the west side of the Tetons with direct access to an unbelievable amount of recreation. National Forest is right out your back door. There are miles of hiking and mountain biking trails nearby, world-class fly fishing throughout the valley, and Grand Targhee is just up the road for some of the region's best wintertime skiing and summer mountain biking access. You really get that mountain lifestyle here without the congestion and pace that can come with some other resort areas. All right, I'm going to head out the north deck, but first, let's go check out this wet bar. Nice peek at how well the logs are redone there. Mini fridge, you have a sink, and you are very close to the living room, so you're still certainly within earshot and included in the conversations. All right, here's one of two propane fireplaces. Let's really take a peek around here. You have a beautiful antler chandelier. I wish I knew how big that was. Hopefully the video does it justice. All right, so there's your propane stove here, and you do have propane on the property. It's metered, so it's super easy. You don't have to worry about refilling. Here's a peek at the logs and the chinking, which has all been redone. And I'm just walking around giving you views of the living room from different and various angles. That's your primary suite. Okay, let's walk out onto the deck and check out the views. Okay, I am north facing here. You have some open space right across the street. In this direction here, that little circle is open space. And then looking out this way to the big holes, you can see some of the community fishing ponds. You can also see where the clubhouse and the Teton Springs Resort is located, just to give you an idea of orientation. Another advantage to these cabins is how turnkey the ownership experience really is. Teton Springs handles the exterior maintenance for the cabins, including lawn care in the summer and snow removal in the winter, so owners and guests alike can really just show up and enjoy the property and the lifestyle. Whether you're using it personally, renting it, or doing a mix of both, it's designed to be low maintenance and easy to own. Okay, now that we're back inside, I'm going to make sure I'm going slow so you can see all of the details of this cabin. One thing that I keep zooming in on and forgetting to mention is the beautiful brand new wide plank true white oak flooring. So make sure to pick up on that as we walk through. Here is your half bath for guests. Really fun natural material stone sink here. All of the interior walls were also repainted as part of the seller's updates in 2024 and very early 2025. This door goes out to the south deck, once again facing toward National Forest. Get an idea of the views by looking through the windows here. There's your big closet. And let's go check out the updated bathroom. So you've got two sinks. You have a full bathtub. And then you also have a pretty spacious glass shower. Hi, Fox. All right, so let's check out the materials here in a little bit more detail. I really do love how these sellers were able to merge a more natural stone material with the modern countertops. The softness of the logs here, and the two modern mirrors above each sink. It was just really well thought out, and all the materials and finishes go so well together. Here's your view out of this bathroom window to the north. And headed back into the bedroom to give you another view. Really tall vaulted ceilings here. These cabins are approved for short-term rentals, which is a major benefit in this market. This particular property is also being offered fully turnkey. All furnishings and personal contents will convey with the sale, so somebody could quite literally close and immediately begin using or renting the property without skipping a beat. Owners also have the option to rent through the Bronze Buffalo Club, which gives guests access to a really impressive lineup of amenities. That includes golf, a wellness and fitness center, fine dining, access to on site fly fishing waters, and even wing shooting opportunities off site. It creates a much more elevated guest experience than your average vacation rental area, and that's part of what has made Teton Springs such a strong destination for guests over the years. All right, that's a great angle of the living room from up above. Let's head into the first of 3 guest suites beyond the primary suite. So, a total of 4 bedrooms, each with their own ensuite bath. And this is the first of 3 quote unquote guest rooms. So, here's your view out these windows. And this room is currently set up with 2 twins. You could certainly do a king separator bed, bunk beds. This is a great spot for the grandkids or just overflow guests. And it is the only carpeted bedroom, really the only carpeted place within the home. So here's your shower. And we're going to head back downstairs. And as I go downstairs, give you a good idea of what the living room looks like on our way down. Okay, here we go. As we walk through the property, you'll notice the warmth of the finishes and the overall scale of the home. It feels substantial without feeling oversized. These cabins were designed to fit the mountain environment while still offering the comfort and convenience people are looking for when they come to this part of Idaho. Let's go ahead and reorient here. I just walked down from the bunk room, as I call it, and we're back on the main level of the home, and I am going to take one more lap through the living space just to give you an idea of how it flows. So I am on the north side of the house, looking south and walking through the living room, and I am going to head downstairs now and check out the final 2 guest bedrooms. As I walk through this home and point out some of the updates that these owners did along the way, there will be some that are not readily apparent. This includes the sanding and refinishing of the interior and exterior logs down to the bare wood, which also included updating all of the chinking throughout. The sellers also had the roof oiled for shingle longevity, and they did a handful of mechanical updates. This includes installing a new inline hot water system and replacing the air handler motor for the heat and air conditioning. Okay, I am walking to the 2 grade level guest suites, and we're gonna walk through the north of the 2 bedrooms first and go check it out here. On my left is one of 3 lock-off owner's closets. And there's a second closet here. And here is your second propane fireplace. The other one in the living room is essentially stacked right above this one. And down here you do have a full bathtub, which is nice. And unlike some of these cabins, this cabin is fully above grade. So some of the lower bedrooms in some cabins will be partially subterranean. So the windows are essentially grade level. In this one, that is not the case. You are very much so above grade. And to the right here, we have lock-off closet number 2 of 3. It's actually pretty big in here. I'm going to walk all the way in so you get an idea of how spacious it really is. Laundry up here on the left. We'll look at that here in a second. And this is your last and final guest suite, bedroom 4 of 4, if you will. It's got a very large walk-in closet. And it's worth pointing out that this property is already retrofitted to have a radon mitigation system, so you don't have to worry about that. And we have our ensuite bath here. Let's go check out this shower. Sometimes I don't feel like the video does it justice, so I like to walk in and show you how much room there actually is. Hard to tell. But hopefully you get the idea. And you can see I'm zooming in on the hardwood floors here again in this beautiful sunlight, so you can get an idea of the texture. Give you an idea of this room from this angle. And the ceilings in here are really tall. It's nice. And let's go check out what it looks like outside from this room. Here we go. All right, so those are your stairs up to the south-facing deck. And there's your air conditioning unit. And give you an idea of how well the logs have been maintained over the years. And this is kind of your backyard. This is your private space where you would hang out, read a book, catch up with friends. All right, so I'm going to head back inside and show you a couple more details. All right, this is your laundry right here. So full-size washer and dryer. And our last stop is the garage, which is going to be coming up here on the right. But before I go into the garage, I do want to point out this beautiful new door and fun coat hanging area just to reorient us here. We have our garage coming up here on the left. So the concrete floor has been fully epoxied, which makes it very easy to keep clean, especially in this climate. And these cabins do come through with one-car garages. And this one has your standard one-car garage door. But what I like to point out is that there's plenty of space on each side to hang bikes, skis, ladders, all the extra toys. This is lock-off closet 3 of 3. And then let's go over here and take a peek at the mechanical system. There's your inline hot water heater. And you can notice the water filters as well. And there is your HVAC system. And there's a better look at the epoxy floor. This garage here, I want to say, is about 465 square feet. So as far as a one-car garage, it is quite big. There's the bike hooks. And as you come in, you can park your shoes there. And then I'm going to take you out the front door and show you around outside just a little bit before I let you go for the day. concrete driveway pad. It's really nice to have. And here's the front. So when you pull up, this is how it looks. And I would like to point out that it is very early May, so the landscaping is not quite what you would expect to see in the summertime, and the trees are not yet in full bloom, but when everything's blooming, it sure does look nice. The big holes are over there. That's kind of your well-known mountain range in this area, second to, of course, the Tetons. You can see the fishing ponds over that way. And this is your front lawn, so you can see it is quite private. And that, my friends, is a Teton Springs vacation rental cabin tour. Thank you again for joining me, and I'll give you one last rundown on the benefits of a cabin here. You've got a lock and leave mountain home in a resort community surrounded by recreation with short-term rental flexibility, amenities, and easy ownership. Whether somebody is looking for a second home, an investment property, or a hybrid of the two, 29 Bannock Circle checks a lot of those boxes. I'm Audrey Williams with Jackson Hole Sotheby's International Realty.